hello. I think y'all are over there. I'm just coming in for a very quick live. I haven't seen you guys live in a hot minute. This will be very quick. It's Friday night, so I know I won't, it's not going to be a lot of engagement. I just wanted to do a quick live on reporting what's allowed to be reported on your credit profile versus um, you know, if you're verifying or validating the information. So when you look at your credit profile, you may own the account. So with a charge off or when you have late payments, and I know I did a poll recently on the community tab asking what are the most challenges. And a lot of people have challenges with late payments and they have challenges with charge offs. The significant thing to understand about that is that you own it. Going with the gimmicks, don't go with the gimmicks. And I see so many people that I talk to on a regular basis and they're going with the gimmicks as far as, try to backdate a letter or, say that it's not you or the templates. That is not the way to go. Go with the laws. I will tell you 9 times out of 10, you will get excellent results with the laws. You just have to push. You have to be persistent. It requires you to put more energy into it. But if you have somebody that can support you with it, you can get results. So what do I mean by do they have the right to report? If you have an account on your profile and it's yours and you know that you were late on the account, but there are inconsistencies or there are inaccuracies, they don't have the right to report it. You can still owe the money, but they don't have the right to report it, and that's the difference. So those are two totally separate things. You can still be paying on an account, but if they don't have the right to report it because there are those issues that are against your Fair Credit Reporting Rights Act rights, then you have the right for that to be deleted from your credit profile. So that's the biggest thing that I wanted to share with you guys. I think there's people need to understand the difference between I own it, so it should be on my report, versus do they have the right to report it? So that's one thing that I want to delineate in this video. And the other thing is verification versus validation. So if an account, again, do they have the right to report it? That's your first question. It's not if you owe it or not. And then the second question is validation versus verification. So validation is we're going to validate that it is Winnie who is calling me, et cetera, et cetera. Verification of the data is making sure that the data is accurate. So when you're verifying data, they have to show you proof. Validating you is just validating that it is you. So sometimes we use different terminology, or people that you're working with as far as removing negative items will use the wrong terminology and get you in the wrong spot, because if they're using validation versus verification where they should be using verification, it will cause you issues. So that is, let me see, I have a comment. Hello, Letta, how are you? Welcome. I'm not going to be on here long. I promise you guys, I'm only going to be on here for maybe 15 minutes. I just wanted to pop on. I hadn't been on for a while. I've been super duper busy, but I wanted to make this video because I want to remind you guys that you can own an account, but it still may not have the right to report on your profile based on the laws. And I encourage you to go back to videos that I've posted before. The credit sweep video, I know it may be, some people may think that it's clickbait, but I'm telling you how to do a credit sweep. But I'm also telling you that it's not the best option for you and why it's not the right thing to do, and that you can go with the laws. And sometimes the longer route takes more time and effort, but it is the better route, to make sure that you take care of your credit. So making sure that you understand that what can report based on the laws is different than the fact that, yes, I own the debt. So keep that in mind as you're moving forward. I have a boot camp that is going to start on Monday morning. So the boot camps, I love boot camps because the energy most times in the boot camps is great. And in the boot camps, it's a 4-day boot camp, and you devote 1 hour a day just to watch the pre-recorded video, and you go through the exercises, but it's interactive within the group where we talk, ask questions, answer questions, etc. But it really breaks down how to move forward, what makes up your specific score. And then on day 4, you should come out feeling totally empowered. You should feel like, wow, I understand where I stand, what I need to do, etc. So that is the purpose of I'm looking to see. That's the purpose of the boot camp, starting one on Monday. So I didn't put a link in the description, but I will put one in there so that you can just jump into the group. We've already got some people in there already, and it already looks like they're amazing, and the energy is going to be fire in the group, because that's what life is about, exchanging information so that we all can get better. The exchange of information, because to me, again, I'll say over and over, what holds us back a lot of times, even with credit, with anything in our lives, is lack of information, and you're tired, So when you're tired and you get around like-minded people who can spur you on, then that gives you energy. And then when you get information and that energy, you can move forward. So that's why I love the boot camp. So we're starting one on Monday. So definitely I will make sure right after I get off of this live to put the links in the description box so that you can jump in. It takes literally 2 seconds. There's no information required. And a lot of people tell me, they're like, Winnie, you give away so much. You don't charge hardly enough for the information that you share and what you do and what you give out to people. But I believe that, and I experience it on a daily basis, is that you get so much more back in return because I put so much out, information and helping and supporting people. And I love it. And I have people that support and love me. You know what I'm saying? And so it's that exchange of energy back and forth that is a positive, beautiful thing. So the boot camps are amazing if you have the discipline. So any boot camp, when you go do a physical boot camp, you got to go do the work. So don't come into boot camp thinking that you're just going to come in and everything's going to be explained for you. Stop expecting people to give you all the answers. We live in this society where there's a sense of entitlement. No one owes you anything. You have to learn and figure out things on your own. So when you come in, when someone gives you information, take the information and run with it. Take it and run with it, especially when they're giving it away for free or at a minimal cost. So definitely keep that mindset. Don't think that people owe you anything. No one owes you anything. You know what I'm saying? But your mama and daddy and the Lord, he got you here. But stop thinking that anybody owes you to help you to get to the next level. If people do it out of the kindness of their hearts and they're not charging you $10,000, $20,000, like a lot of people do, then take the information and run with it and be grateful. Be grateful for that information. You know what I'm saying? So with the boot camp, you can go through day 1 through day 4 and not pay $1, and you will come out empowered if you do the work. It's your choice. So it is completely your choice. So it is my intention, it is my goal that people are empowered and understand how credit works. I'm blessed and I want other people to be blessed as well. So I share a lot of information for free. I give a lot of encouragement for free. I support people and I don't ask for anything in return. And you don't really see that a lot. So just come in if you want to get your credit score moving in the right direction. So, but anyway, back to the topic at hand. Remember that what can be reported on your credit profile has nothing to do with if you owe the debt. Remember that. Lock that in your mind. I think a lot of people, when you lock that in your mind and understand that the laws work in your favor, and sometimes you just need somebody to strategize with you. Another thing I'll share is that I've had people that I've worked with, some this week, that kind of are like, what do you do, Winnie? Like, what do you do? Like, do you do credit repair? No, I don't. I don't consider myself as a credit repair person. I consider myself a person as a coaching person. I coach you to do the things that you need to do to move forward. Will I provide you with what you need? Yes. But I'm not doing it for you. We work together. And that's the fundamental difference. And I know that it's more empowering than me just saying, hey, give me $1,000 and I'm going to do A, Y, Z, and you have no idea what I'm doing. I know that it's a better model for me, to me, right? And that's what's important, and it's working for me. So, but anyway, that's all I wanted to share. Reportability versus can the account report versus I own it. It doesn't matter if they're inaccurate, if it's not complete, if it's not accurate. And how do we know this? When you look at the credit reporting resource guide, and the credit reporting resource guide was distributed by the CDIA, which is the Consumer Data Information Association. They shared with our data furnishers how they're supposed to report our data on our reports. Sorry, y'all. On our reports. If they're not compliant with the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So that's how I hold them accountable. And I see that that's more effective because the credit bureaus are on to people. They are sick of those 609 letters. They are sick of templates. They are sick of it. They're over it. So when you work from a place of being authentic and creating and drafting letters that are specific to your situation, these are the inaccuracies on my credit profile. These are the inconsistencies. Please update them, modify them, or you have to permanently delete them. You don't get a validated letter or a verified letter. You know, the famous verified letter, you don't get those letters. You get, we're doing more research, give us more time. So just keep that in consideration as far as when you're looking at challenging items on your report. I have so many people that I talk to every day and I enjoy it often, but they'll say, well, this person told me to do this. I had most recently, I'll tell y'all, and I've heard it before, but it was funny because I'm like, this is still out there. That's why we have such a challenge. That's why there's so many issues. Go back in my archive of videos and look at the videos where I'm not talking. You hear the attorney talking to our data furnishers, telling them how sick they are of people doing credit repair. So it's not just me saying it, you'll hear it. And that's the information that I provide. So, just be mindful of that. Be super mindful, invest in yourself, get the knowledge and resources to empower yourself. Absolutely. Share, subscribe, and smash that like button. Thank you, Letta. I appreciate you so much. But yeah, so not going with that traditional route and being more authentic and not just going with that traditional, they're on to us. They get it. They see what we're doing. So when you send a real dispute, like, okay, this is not reporting accurately, and based on industry standards, it's not reporting accurately, you can then document and follow that trail all the way through, where you send the first letter and you then wait for a response. If they don't respond, then you send the next letter. holding them accountable. Hey, listen, you didn't clarify on all the points that I put in that first letter. And then the third letter, hey, listen, I'm going to have to file a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. And then you file the complaint. And you just follow that process all the way through. I'm not saying, I'll give you an example. One example, there was a gentleman this week who we've done this method with, and he said, he got a letter back that said, the Bureau said, we're researching it, but the company sent back and said, we realize that you want to remove this charge off, but it is charged off. Well, the issue with that is, and he sent a response, is that we didn't ask you if it was charged off. We asked you about all these inconsistencies. So you see how they deflected, they completely deflected all of the points that were laid out in this very detailed strategic letter. But the credit bureaus, they didn't do that. They said, give us some time to research, because they understood and they were on point. They understood that that we were holding their feet to the fire. But the actual data furnisher sent a letter saying, oh, it's a charge off. The account was charged off. But that's not what was challenged. So they expect you to not be educated. They expect you to not understand your rights. So, but anyway, that is all that I have for you guys tonight. I will see you guys next time. Have a great weekend. Good night.